Alright guys, I got a bittersweet video for today. So yesterday in my Envoy video, it was pretty negative on the team of Underworld. Mostly because we were told they were going to beat Dormhold. They didn't provide us footage for that. There was a lot of waiting for footage of that, and we never got it to the 10-minute mark before we were allowed to post these videos. Anyway, I wanted to set the record straight. I didn't say this team is bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just said that what they do, we have answers for right now. But what they bring, we don't have answers for. So in this video, we're going to do three things. We're going to talk about the footage. I'm going to go over the entire footage that we were given for them versus Dormhold. Talk about some silly mistakes I saw, some sketchy things, and maybe some speculation that maybe this team will be okay. Maybe it was user error, which is entirely possible. They don't allow us to test these teams on our own, unfortunately. Then we're going to talk about this team on defense. It is bonkers. And then we're going to talk about the impacts it's going to have on the war meta as a whole. Spoiler alert, I am not too excited about it. But anyway, let's go ahead and do that right now. So here we are. We're going to go over this footage again. And first thing I want to show is some sketchiness. Gear tier 14 on Kingpin. Gear tier 16 on Wong. Presumably they both are at 4 red stars, though we can't tell the way it's cropped. But 75 Kingpin, I assume it's supposed to be 85 for Wong minimum, but I think it's like, I do think it's 140 level 75, even though he's supposed to be 85 for Teal Gear. I think that's just what they have on their dev run server. So take it with a grain of salt. Maybe they're trying to do a stupid punch up and they never realized why they couldn't get the team to work. I don't know. But a couple of things I want to talk about real quick, and then some mistakes I noticed right away. Right here, Mr. Negative putting the ability block on Morgan. As you can see, Dormammu seems to be slower than Wong. Now, Morgan's not supposed to be slower than Wong, but I guess Morgan's passive kicks in at some point and gives Wong the nod. So the ability block defense down that you want to get on both Morgan and Wong just is not going to happen. Now, you could also say this ability block and defense down on Morgan is a waste, because what comes next is Taskmaster's ultimate. Now, Taskmaster's ultimate would have put blind on the Morgan, making her ult do absolutely nothing. But we wouldn't have gotten that very juicy damage on Wong we just got, which I do think is needed. So I think what they need to do is find a way to make Wong get the ability block defense down, whether that be to make it hard target the slowest protector ally on the team or something like that. That'll cause the fix that'll let you focus down Dormammu and then go to the Dormhold. But as it is, that's not the only mistake I saw. So here comes the blind, which is very nice. It's also very good damage. Kind of silly to make it on war offense also put a hard taunt on a character, but they get through the taunt relatively quickly. And then here comes more user error. They continue targeting Dorm. Now, what happens in the end is they get stuck behind Wong, they can't get out, and then they die. That's just what happens. They keep hitting Wong, and you're going to see when when Kingpin and Nobu call in their attacks to give buffs and summons or whatever it is they're doing, they're calling in assists. All of this damage should have been put on Wong, so that when Green Goblin comes in and gives that permanent kill on his special, Wong would have been off the board. That's what should have happened, but not what happens. He doesn't even try and get Wong in stealth, which is a giant mistake. Because then Green Goblin hard targets him, hits him twice, does extra damage for all the buffs, and does the permanent kill. So very, very, very amateur, big misplay on that front. So you're going to see, keeps going for Dormammu. Look, I get it. Dormammu's special, and then he's charged, and maybe that's going to absolutely destroy the team. It might. Maybe there is just no way to make this team work. But what I'm seeing is misplays. I'm seeing opportunities to do it a little bit smarter, and that's what worries me about the viability of having people build this team. Even then, he doesn't hit the Wong. Come on. Wong is going to throw all that back at somebody, clear it. And now because we ability blocked Morgan, she's going to use her ultimate. That's going to do a trauma and an ability block on Taskmaster, Nobu, and on Mr. Negative. So ability blocking her so that it lasted till turn 2 kind of bit us in the butt. But again, if she was going to be opening with special here after being blinded, that may not have been any better, because she does go. She takes her second turn before Mr. Negative takes his turn. Maybe there's a clever way to be using the summons to rewind her, so that's not the case, and Mr. Negative can get his second turn in before she gets hers, while at the same time taking care of Wong, mostly ignoring Dormammu, but still being able to handle him through his kit. I don't know. But this is the way it plays out. And from here, now Wong has defense up. He has Safeguard. He has Taunt. He's getting Deflex. He has Giant Barrier. And we've lost steam on our Underworld team. Now, just enough to take out the Dormammu, which is cool. But that's it. And this is basically where the footage ends. I think this is where I rage fast-forwarded it in my last video. But we'll let it play out. The minions do their job in taking some hits here. Doing some debuff clears, but hey guys, when there's trauma on the field, he's not clearing anything. So letting Morgan use that ultimate unblinded, I think is a big mistake. So Kingpin's now dead. We're still stuck behind Wong. His pings are absolutely tearing us apart. Taskmaster gets revived, only to die again. Oh, Strange comes in with his ult. He's got a bunch of buffs, but he also has offense up and down. Kind of negates it. There goes Gabi. And there goes Nobu. So, there you go, guys. That was the entire footage. There's promise on this team. Look, I didn't mean to undersell it. This team is a top 3 war offense team. In fact, they do something even Weapon X can't do. They beat Dormammu Gamma. So, you could argue that the Underworld team is the #1 war offense team. You could also argue their numbers 1 through 3 were a defensive team, and it's going to break the meta, and there's going to be 24-hour wars where alliances aren't clearing, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Alright guys, so I was kind of alluding to it. We got Spider Weaver with the Underworld team, and they're thrown on defense. This is a person in my alliance. Obviously, super big team at 1.1 million without war buffs. War buffs right now are reverted for whatever reason, so this is going to be a monster team when the games goes live in our war tonight as well. But anyway, I'm going to show you what this defensive team is capable of and what team beats it. And then we'll talk about the implications that has on the war meta. So Omega Red gets to go, and Silver Samurai can come in with an assist, and you can kill that bodyguard. But honestly, it doesn't matter. Because after Omega Red goes, Taskmaster goes. So if you can't one-shot Taskmaster with splash damage, it's kind of over. So Blinds is the thing that absolutely murders the Weapon X team. I'm not going to play it smart here. I'm just going to throw abilities like crazy. So there's Blinded on their first turn. Lady Deathstrike only does her cleanse on her second turn. I actually use special with her here, which is going to get her killed. It is what it is. This team, it doesn't win. Weapon X does not win on a punch across at higher power levels. And even if you do survive through the blinds and everything, I throw the ult for no reason. Even if you do survive through the blinds, Spider Weaver is then going to have her charge mechanic up, and then you're going to be missing like crazy. Like Silver Samurai, who drops blinds, you're like, yeah, cool. He can still miss because of Spider Weaver passive. So it's like the ultimate destruction of Weapon X, which is very sad. Let's go watch another fight. Alright, so maybe Infinity Watch can be the answer for it, right? They start with that immunity. They're going to have defense up, safeguards, so Taskmaster's not peeling it off. Surely this team will be able to beat this, because, you know, Infinity Watch versus Mercs, no problem. So Gamora gets taunt because she's the highest damage, and there she just lost her first life before taking a turn. Cool. At least it wasn't Green Goblin that killed her, because that would have not let her res, right? So if it plays out that way for you, yeah, she's not going to res. I'm going to use the special here to steal a Death Proof. Maybe not the best idea, because you're going to get countered out the wazoo. So I'd play it silly, but I think my point is there's death. There's so much death, so much damage coming through, and then Spider Weaver is going to just start popping off. Spider Weaver is a monster. I'm worried what a full Underworld team on defense plus a Tangled Web team on defense might end up doing to the war meta. Kind of scary. Now, I do suggest you go replay this with your Infinity Watch. You can play it better. Definitely don't use Gamora Special there. Try and ping out somebody, one person. Don't eat all those counters because they hit super hard on war defense. The damage from Taskmaster is just crazy. But there you see a miss coming in because of Spider Weaver passive. There's so many minions out on the field. The minions alone getting assist from Taskmaster just absolutely chew through my Nebula. And I believe at this point I'm so frustrated I'm just going to put it on auto or something. Yeah. I think I'm in the gas station parking lot at this point having a temper tantrum. So, not really. I just think it's funny. The intention of this team was to loosen the war defensive bottleneck and to give us a war offensive option. And I guarantee you, at higher levels, this team is going on defense, and it is going to be a problem. Yeah. Anyway, there's the L. And I'll show you the team that can actually beat this one very reliably. With our A-Force Doom, let me just rewind that for a second so you see the power levels. 1,018,000 versus 1.1 million. Yeah, A-Force Doom beats it. Very reliably, actually. With Jessica Jones, the Nico rework giving speed up means you actually get to go first because the team is innately fast. They get that speed bar to Jessica Jones, and then you just get to start popping off. Word of caution. Don't bring Namor in here. Namor with the offense up will pull the Taskmaster to attack him instead, and Namor will die before getting a turn. But what you can do with this, you can use Doom. You can maybe try and use OG Falcon, maybe Emma or something like that, and I think you can get by without using Doom. But he is the safer option, and when you're starting to do with 1 million power plus Underworld, I think that's what you're going to want to do. But as you see, he didn't do much for me here. My A-Force completely destroyed. Doom will do an ult there that's going to do a bunch of damage, but that could have very easily have been anybody, really. Alright guys, and here we are with, this is a punch across my Weapon X into a Gamma Dormammu team. And this is kind of just to show how the war meta, war defense / war offense balance is out of whack right now. So Gamma Dormammu, this does not include Red Hulk. Red Hulk will make this team, I think, even scarier because he's so fast. I'm not sure if Omega Red's going to go before him. With having 131 speed and starting with speed up, there's a world where Red Hulk goes first, which would be pretty terrifying. But even without Dormammu, Omega Red ends up getting stunned after he does his special, and then nobody else goes before the Hulks do all their stuns. So with Omega Red stunned, this falls apart very quickly. Now you can win this by being a little bit more clever. I play it like a mannequin. But yeah, you can switch some ISOs around. You can do a bunch of things. But in short, it's not safe. And on a punch across on practice mode, it not working is a big problem. So I'm going to let this play out. You'll see we already lost Wolverine. Omega Red was stunned for his ultimate. I threw it, I think, which was a mistake. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I used the basic. We'll see here in a second. No, I didn't throw it. I saved it. Okay. Oh, no, he was stunned, not ability, sort of blinded. Sorry, I'm thinking about the last match where Weapon X also loses. Anyway, so we killed the first A-bomb. She-Hulk dies her second death. That's all great. But now we're going to fall apart. Now, the good news is we can come in here and do a cleanup, I guess. If you think it's acceptable for Weapon X to be a setup team, then you can go that route, I suppose. But anyway, as you can see, we're going to fall apart here. Now, obviously, this team has been out for a while, Gamma Dormammu, so I've done a lot of testing. I do have some teams that beat it, but they take Eternals. They take Doom. So, if we're using A-Force Doom against Underworld Spider Weaver, then we're not matched up anymore, right? We have too many needs and not enough solutions. And we're using certain solutions where they're needed elsewhere. So I'll show you one of the counters I have for Gamma Dormammu right now. This is my preferred team, and it's still very yucky. So you see this is a 50k punch-up, War Practice. It is Secret Avengers with Eternals. against Gamma Dormammu. Now, I'll say right out the gate, this match never plays out the same way, and it can get sketchy, and it can be a loss. So you see A-Bomb's passive, he flipped offense up on Cersei, and on Kestrel, and on Icarus. So he can flip the defense up instead, and one of them can have offense up still, and then that target is going to be the one who gets the stun from A-Bomb or the stun from She-Hulk, or maybe both. So there's RNG on the A-Bomb passive, which in and of itself is the most infuriating thing in the planet. But Sharon Carter eats the damage, and she actually survives, which is great. And then we got Icarus. He does his flip. We're going to cleanse the Kestrel here. Get a ping off, which is good. Dormammu's taking hits. Now you notice I saved the Kestrel ultimate. I want to wait until a character is near death. The focus from Kestrel ultimate surely would have got that taunt off Dormammu, but it's very sketchy here. I still need to get a kill from that, a permanent kill. So there you go. We just lost Sharon, but now we have the ability to kill A-Bomb or Braun. I'm going to go for Braun here, I believe. I just felt like his health bar was a little bit lower, so I felt more sure that A-Bomb was going to maybe survive that, and just didn't want to risk that. So Captain Sam gets completely destroyed by Hulk. We get a lucky land from the Cersei stun, and then we're going to kill A-Bomb here. Now, I didn't mention it, but I should have. I had to tinker with the ISOs here as well. So, Raider Icarus, Striker Cersei, Striker Kestrel. The idea is that it gives you better odds on that initial A-Bomb flip for Kestrel to eat the stuns. It's better if she eats it, because there's a chance Icarus will pull this stun off of her, and there's also a chance Cersei will go before Kestrel, and she will surely pull the stuns off if she does. But we're still not out of the woods yet. This gets pretty scary, but as soon as A-Bomb's dead, we're kind of okay. Kestrel's going to eat it big, but we can get through the Hulks, because the Eternals kind of heal up nicely. And this is like a 7 red star maxed out She-Hulk, and I don't know how big Hulk is, but I assume he's pretty close to that. And yeah, we still have vulnerables coming out from Icarus, which helps us when we're dealing with trying to peel buffs off. Cersei's striker attack still peels buffs off. Let's see how big this Hulk is. We're not stuck behind a taunt yet, so we're focusing down, right? You want to focus She-Hulk down first. It sucks to get stuck behind the taunt of Hulk, but She-Hulk just throwing everything back at you like crazy is very annoying. So there goes She-Hulk's first life. Try and get the second one out of her. We get some nice Phantom buffs on the vulnerables. Yay. We don't want to stun Hulk there, because She-Hulk will throw the stun back at you, and then you could die. So don't do that. So yeah, that's also a 7 red star Hulk. So I mean, you can see this is not a very safe matchup. It goes down to the wire as far as time goes. And now we don't have Eternals to deal with Young Avengers. If you need to use Eternals here, because you're using you're using A-Force Doom against Underworld, then you have no answer for A-Force, or sorry, Young Avengers. You can try using Dark Hunters, but then what are you going to do for Heroes for Hire? You can try using Unlimited, but then what are you going to do for the Unlimited matchup? I think you get what I'm going for here. I mean, you can use Weapon X against Young Avengers too, but then what the heck are you going to do for Darkhold? You can 2-tap most of these teams. You can figure it out that way. But the problem is it's leading to these never-ending wars. And I think that is the frustrating aspect we're going through here. But yeah, guys, that is the scoop. Here's just an illustration of what the problem is in my head with the introduction of this team on War Defense. Basically, Young Avengers have a bunch of counters. You can Eternals it, you can A-Force Doom it, or just A-Force Namor, you can Omega Red it. Darkhold, you really just have Weapon X. The new Taskmaster team, Underworld, you really just have A-Force Doom. And the new Gamma team, you really just kind of have Eternals, some kind of an Eternal team. There's an Eternal team with Doom that works really well that I'm not allowed to share just quite yet. But yeah, so, and they all share characters. So these three will then sap away your counters for Young Avengers. Now, what else can you do for Young Avengers? You can try Dark Hunters, but we just talked about that. It just keeps moving the ball, right? So they introduce a team without introducing a war offense team, essentially. Now, you might say, well, you could bring any of these into a mirror match and win. You could. You could be the one that takes that risk while I put it on defense, so that your defenses are easier, and I have an easier time using my characters that I have right here. And so I'm putting the pressure on you to play flawlessly. I'm putting the pressure on you to win quickly during the race at the beginning of war, right? When you're trying to get to those globals. I'm putting all the pressure on you if I'm accepting that I'm going to have to do a mirror matchup. And that's the problem, because defense wins wars. And that's why I think the state of war is about to get even uglier than it's been. And hold on, folks, because when Red Hulk comes, it's going to get even worse. And when the full Tangled Web team comes, I don't know, there's going to be some kind of monster teams that come out of it. It's problematic, guys. I don't know if war is a mode that anybody should be looking at anymore. It used to be, if you're a veteran, if you're set everywhere else, then you know you can start working on war. I don't know anymore. It's my favorite mode, but I just don't know. Alright guys, well, I hope that didn't come off salty. I was trying to be as unbiased as possible. I just have a very strong affection for the war mode. I think it was great bonding with all my friends and every alliance I've been in, so it sucks to see it going this way. But I want you to have all the information I have so you can make decisions on how you're going to approach war with your roster, be it offense or defense heavy, how you want to handle that, what you can gain from having them on defense, I guess. I don't know if I want to promote it, but it is what it is. And my promise to you is that this is going to be the last salty video of the week. We got Scourge info coming out the wazoo. I'm going to be working on a video for that tonight, analyzing the teams that we have, because there's some cool traits. We got the Avengers trait coming. We have the Scourges. We even have the wave information. So very much looking forward to that. You know how much I love Scourge. But as always, stay happy, healthy, have fun. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.